What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined tonight by the man, Sean Petrucci. How are we doing tonight, Sean?
Doing well. How you doing?
Can't complain. Listen, like we mentioned almost every night at this point, we're in that boring part of the offseason. Spring training is like 2 or 3 weeks away, give or take a couple days. But that's why I kind of want to start talking about the 2021 season. A lot of our previous episodes have been about this upcoming season. Also, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Helps us out a bunch. But yeah, today I want to focus on Giancarlo Stanton and kind of what the Yankees should expect from him in 2021. I guess before we dig into our predictions on how he's going to perform this year, I kind of want to look back at his 2020. Listen, he had an injury-ridden year. He started off the season pretty damn good, and then he got hurt. I believe it was in Tampa. And then after
yeah, like
he
sliding
returned.
into second, I think it was.
Yeah, it was something.
Like
Second or third, I don't even remember.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then he didn't really return until later on in the season. But listen, historic postseason, absolutely unstoppable. Like in the ALDS, he was the only guy carrying that offense. So I think that amazing postseason was kind of like the taste that was left in a lot of fans' mouths. That's why this offseason we haven't really heard many complaints about Stanton. But listen, we also heard this offseason him and Judge are both taking up yoga to try to help the injuries.
I mean,
listen,
if it helps.
That's what I'm saying.
If it helps, it can't hurt. Put it that way.
Exactly, because this is the second consecutive season where Giancarlo Stanton has played a limited number of games. 2019, let's not forget, he barely played two. He missed almost the entirety of 2019 with injuries.
18 games in 2019 and 23 games in 2020.
Exactly. So he's played under 25 games the past 2 years. And in 2019, he also got hurt in the postseason, which hurt the Yankees tremendously, getting hurt in the ALCS. So looking forward to 2021, what are your expectations for Giancarlo Stanton?
If he's healthy, they're high. I mean, honestly, they're pretty high because, like you said, you mentioned his postseason. That's something we can get on a consistent basis. If he gets hot, he's like one of the most dangerous hitters in the league, hands down. When he's locked in and he's not chasing those breaking balls in the dirt or away, and he's laying off those, getting his pitches, he's one of the best hitters in the league. So
I would have to agree. I mean,
I have some pretty high expectations.
But that's the thing. I think going into the season, we're going to have the same story for many players on the Yankees, right? Mm-hmm. If they stay healthy, we're looking at a player that can have an amazing season. Looking at the current projections for Stanton, and I checked Fangraphs, and they have a bunch of different formulas, and it all kind of seems like 40 home runs, 250 batting average, 350 on base. I'll take that any day of the week.
Up for that. Yeah.
Listen, I think a lot of people are expecting Stanton to kind of be that 60 home run guy that he showed in 2017 in Miami. I don't think Stanton's ever going to hit 50 home runs again. I mean, he could, but
if he plays 150 games, I think he can hit 50.
It's possible, but I mean,
that's a huge if.
It's a huge if, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not really expecting him to hit 50 home runs a season. If he could give us 35 plus, bat 250, play 130 games a year, I'll take that. I think that would be an awesome season for Stanton. But going into 2021, I think I'm on the same boat as you. It all depends if he's healthy, obviously. But I have very high expectations, especially after that postseason.
Yeah, that got me excited for a full season of Stanton.
Exactly. Let's just say that was a regular season, or even if the Yankees were able to move past Tampa, I would have loved to see how Stanton continued that stretch. Because listen, a lot of people were actually shitting on him for not going yard in Game 5.
Yeah,
come on, people.
Of course, because I mean, Yankee fans. I mean, we have very high expectations in general.
I guess, but it's also I think the main focus on Stan going into 2021 is making sure that he has protection in that lineup. I guess, because these past couple years, 2018 in particular, he was the sole force in that lineup that the Yankees kind of counted on, because Judge went down in July, and a lot of people forget Stan single-handedly carried that offense. In the postseason in 2020, when Stan was red hot, he's single-handedly carrying that offense. So I don't want to have to rely on just Stan to be healthy and to be productive, because it's a big if. Right. So that's why we need guys like Judge. That's why we need guys like Hicks, Glaber, Voit. They all need to step up. I mean, I don't really want to put Voit in that class because he did have a good 2020, but I'd like him to replicate it.
Yeah.
But
we need to see him do it again.
Yeah. All these guys need to step up and kind of make sure that while Stan has the potential to be one of the best hitters in your lineup, you don't want to rely on solely him.
Yeah, I fully agree. I mean, if you go 1 through 9, I mean, they're all very dangerous hitters in their own right. So if
Yeah.
you get all of them healthy in the lineup, then there's no one to pitch around. You got to throw
Yeah.
strikes to everybody. And at
Yeah.
that point, you got guys like Judge, Stanton, Voit. They're going to take you deep. So
That's the key.
it all in all these prediction videos. I'm sure the biggest thing is going to be health.
Yeah. No,
The
I
biggest thing.
listen, and it's the biggest
Biggest
thing
thing.
for every player on the team. But speaking of health, I kind of want to play an over under here. Do you think Giancarlo Stanton is going to play over or under 100 games this season?
Over.
Over 100?
Over. I think it's
Are you
like,
being optimistic or realistic?
I mean,
I
a
would
little.
probably say over 2 though, just
I
because
would
I want to
say
be
I would
optimistic.
probably say optimistic, but at the same time, it seems like this is the one off season where we're hearing like, okay, like they're actually changing what they're doing. Like we're not going to see any more videos of him bench pressing a girl, like these crazy like strength training like routines. Like it's time to really figure it out. I
Yeah,
think
I
he
mean,
knows that. I think he's honestly after his postseason, he probably wants more than anything to be out there.
no,
Like, and
yeah.
so he's going to do whatever it takes in the offseason to get to that point. So
Yeah. I would
I
have
think
to
he plays
agree.
over 100.
I would have to agree with the over 100. But then I guess next question, do you think he hits over or under 40 home runs?
I mean, if he plays over 130, 140 games, and easily, I think he hits at least 30, 35.
Yeah. I
40 would
think
be breaking my expectations, probably.
if he plays over 130 games, he'll easily hit 40 home runs.
Yeah.
It,
And
it
if
all
he
depends on
reaches
how
like
many games he
140,
plays.
150, then he gets closer to that 45, 50 range. So
I'd agree. But yeah, I think that listen, I'll give one. I don't know if this is a hot take, but I'll give one take before we wrap things up for this episode. I think that if Giancarlo Stanton remains healthy this season, he's going to finish top. Do I want to say top 5? Yeah, I'll say top 5 in MVP voting.
I could see
Same
that
could be
because
said for Judge.
because a lot of that has to do with also AL is not, it's got a little weaker, a little bit
For
weaker.
sure.
So if you go through, it's like Trout, Abreu, and honestly, off the top of my
DJ.
head, DJ, of course. I didn't really count him, but it's there for the taking if these guys play a full 160, 162.
Listen,
I mean,
it's
yeah.
it's definitely going to be an interesting season. It's an interesting season for many players on the Yankees who have many question marks attached to them, and Stanton is obviously one of them. So I think that's going to wrap things up for tonight. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. That's huge for us. But yeah, we go live just about every night around 9 p.m. Eastern time, so stay tuned for those. Talk about Yankees news, baseball news, just have some fun on there. And then I go live directly after on twitch.tv/Unhinged New York. We have fun on there as well. It's all fun here at Unhinged. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time and have a good night. Peace.
See ya.